I'm hoping the audio is a little better today. Can you hear me better today than you did the other day?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good. So find a comfortable position. Hopefully you watched Mary's video yesterday and she offered a variety of positions. You can sit in Sukhasana, Upavista Konasana, sit right here on your heels, or for some of you, I know all of those are difficult. And if you have a lift underneath you, that's fine. I know everyone doesn't have their props at home yet. Chair. Hopefully you all have a chair. If you don't have a chair, because I am going to use it, everyone, I believe, has a kitchen with chairs. So just grab a chair from your kitchen table and just have it nearby, because we're going to use the chair. And I'm going to sit in the chair as we start. And I'm hoping that that gives those of you, we think we're supposed to, do everything correctly the way the pictures are. So a lot of people don't like to adapt to their own personal practice. So I'm going to start sitting in a chair, hopefully giving those of you that have difficulty on the floor permission to sit in a chair yourself. It does not matter how you are sitting, but do your best to find a comfortable place. I would also suggest, I know some of you are probably watching this on your phone, so you can't turn it off. But if you're not watching it on your phone, turn your phone off and trying and reduce as many distractions as you can. So while we're here together, we're here, we're present. It's not only the energy for you, but it is the energy for each other. If you have video on, do your best not to walk around the room. So we can see other people's videos. I don't know exactly what it looks like on your screen. But when you see other people obviously doing poses is beautiful, but when you're walking around doing something else, that's just distracting to people. So let's all do our best to be here, be together, and to be present. So find a comfortable seat. You can rest your hands however you want right now. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes. Just listen to my voice. If it's more comfortable with eyes open, or you feel you need to see me, that's fine too. My eyes are closed. And can you start just with a noticing of where you are first in time and space? You're here now. Noticing your physical connection to whatever you're sitting on, chair, cushion, blankets, floor. And work through the physical body, balancing evenly on the sit bones. Finding a lengthening through the inner legs, from the inner thigh through the inner knee, lengthening from the top of the inner thighs back towards the abdomen, that whole inner thigh lengthening. Descending the flesh of the inner thighs, moving from the front of the leg towards the back of the leg, and drawing from the outer knees to the outer hips, compacting the hips together so that you get that lift of the torso, so the torso doesn't sink, but it rises. Find a lengthening through the side ribs. You can even take your hands to the side of the chair, your lift, and gently lengthen up through the side ribs. Again, without pushing the front ribs forward, draw the ribs back. But create more space in the torso through which the breath can flow. Keep the shoulders away from the sides of your neck. And extend your arms out to the sides, and then bring your palms together at your chest. Lift the skull off of the neck, off of the torso. So there's a lifting. You're not sinking towards the ground, but you're lifting. Allow the breath to touch the front and back bodies equally. And having adjusted the physical body, check in, observe the emotional body. Where are you now? Is there the sense of unease that is flowing around our city, our globe right now? Is there a sense of joy that we're all here together? We figured out how to do it, how to get online together. And there can be both. It's not one or the other. And maybe there are other things. On our call yesterday, some people were worried about their children. Maybe that's coming up. Allow everything to be here without fighting anything. We start by witnessing. And to connect our body and our emotions to the universal energy that connects each of us, let's chant the syllable Om 3 times together. Exhaling completely. Deep inhalation. Om. Keeping your sternum lifted, lower your chin towards your heart. Invite the divine presence inside of you to join us for our yoga practice today. Release your hands onto your thighs, palms up. With your eyes closed, raise your head. Gently let your eyelids open. All right, I'm going to put everybody on mute. If you have questions, you can unmute yourself and say, hey, Jonathan, I don't understand, or something. Otherwise, for now, you are muted. So you can take whatever lift you're using off of your mat and come into Tadasana. Take your feet together. If feet hip distance apart works better for you, then do hip distance apart. Start with the feet. And again, first start with the noticing. And by the way, if standing is difficult, then sit down on a chair. You can do this on a chair. First, feel the connection, your groundedness to the surface below you, which through however many surfaces is connected to the Mother Earth below you. So can you feel and connect to the support of the Mother Earth throughout this practice? Find the even balance on the feet. Again, find the lengthening of the inner legs from the inner thigh, lengthening up through the inner thighs, through the lower abdomen. Take the flesh of the inner thighs back and lift from the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact the hips together so that the torso lifts up, that it's not sinking onto the pelvis, but rising up. And lengthening through the side ribs. And as you do this again, scanning, seeking an evenness. Are the legs working evenly? As you lengthen through the side ribs lengthen evenly. Move the front bottom ribs towards the back body as the top of the buttocks goes down. Remember, you have to keep the thighs moving back as you do that. And extending through the arms. Taking a moment here, take some breaths. And you don't have to breathe as much as allow the breath to breathe you. If it's pleasing to you, you can ever so slightly turn the corners of your lips up. Help soften the face, soften the skull. Take your arms out to the sides. Drop your shoulders. Notice if you're holding your arms up with your shoulders or your armpits. Hold them up with your armpits. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the sides of the neck. Hold the arms up with the armpits. Extend from the midline out through the thumbs, so your torso is becoming wider. The back body as well, from between the shoulder blades out through the pinky fingers. Can that midline, instead of pulling with the hands, can the midline push the arms out to the sides? And rotate the arms up. Notice how the ribs move forward when you do that. So take the front bottom ribs towards the back body, top of the buttocks down. Again, drop the shoulders, holding the arms up from the armpits, from the midline, extend out. Notice it's different with the arms rotated this way. It's a different experience. And from your armpits, push your arms up. Shoulders go down as the arms go up. You might have a light hanging in the way. The whole body is involved in this pose. Yes, we're working the neck shoulder area, but you still must balance evenly on the feet. Lengthen through the inner thighs, outer knees to outer hips. And then extending through the side ribs, bring those front bottom ribs towards the back body. Opening the armpits. Extend all the way up through the fingertips. Shoulders down as the arms go up. Turn your arms out to the sides. Come down. Virabhastasana. Back to Tadasana. Parvatasana. Interlace your fingers together. Take your right first finger on top. Just touch the thumbs together. Don't press them together. Just gently touching. Turn your palms out. Thumbs gently touching. Notice how the pinky fingers tend to come apart. Seek them together. They are unlikely to touch, especially if you're touching your thumbs. But seek them together. Push the webbing of the fingers together. Bring the shoulders down and hug the upper arms towards each other. Get as straight an elbow as you can. And then maintaining that, inhale, take the arms up. Notice how the ribs tend to stick out. Take the front ribs back. Extend the wrists up, shoulders down. Don't just push through where the knuckles are, but extend the wrists themselves. Take the arms forward. Turn the palms to face you. Switch the interlock. Take the opposite first finger on top. Just gently touch the thumbs. Turn the palms out. Again, pushing the webbing of the fingers together, seeking those pinky fingers together, even though the thumbs remain touching. Move the shoulders down. Hug the upper arms towards each other. Now watch those ribs. As soon as you take the arms up, the ribs go forward. So you have to keep the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Inhale, come up. I should have tested where this light was before I did this. Can you see it rocking back and forth there? But it's okay. You can practice yoga anywhere. That's the beauty of this. Now release your arms out to the sides. Come down. Come back to Tadasana. Something popped onto the screen here. I'm just going to get rid of that. Sorry about that. Take your right arm up, rotate the palm. So I'm rotating it so it faces back. You might not be able to see the top. And then you'll take it down. So we're rotating and then taking it down between your shoulder blades. We'll start off with some shoulder work. Take your opposite hand, take hold of the tricep and turn the tricep towards your nose. Now, even just here, my ribs puff forward, so I have to keep drawing the front bottom ribs towards the back body. And then use the opposite arm to help really open in the armpit. But it's pushing the arm back and the elbow up. And there's a lengthening through the side ribs and the armpit. Try and keep the nose facing forward. And then release the left arm, extend the right arm up, turn your arm out to the side, come down. And then the opposite side, extend up, rotate the arm, take it right between your shoulder blades as best you can, chin parallel to the floor, eyes parallel to the floor. Take your opposite arm, take hold of your tricep, turn it towards your nose. Don't turn your head, don't do this one. But seek the nose pointing forward, turn the tricep towards your nose, ribs in, and open the armpit. Push the arm itself back. You can use your fingerprints on your back, push those into your spine. And that actually helps this action of moving the arm back and yes, the elbow up. But focus not just on those actions, but the opening of the armpit. That's what we're really looking for here. The shoulder goes down, the shoulder blade moves down. And release the right arm, extend the left arm up, turn it out to the side, come down, come back to Tadasana. Now hold your elbows behind you. If you can't hold your elbows, then certainly forearms, wrists, all of that is fine. We're going to work on the lower arm for Gomukhasana. Again, as soon as you do that, the front ribs puff forward, so draw the front bottom ribs towards the back body and move the forearms towards the front body. This can help activate that opening of the armpit chest. And then release, cross the elbows the opposite way. Across the forearms the opposite way. Again, drawing those front bottom ribs towards the back body. The forearms move towards the front body as the ribs move back. Allow for the lengthening in the side ribs and the opening of the armpit chest. Come back to Tadasana. Now we're going to seek the final pose. Walk the left arm up. Just move that up. If you can take hold of your elbow for a moment, that's fine. Otherwise, just move the hand as much as you can. And then take your right arm up, rotate it, and take it back. Now your hands may touch each other, and that's fine. You can grasp. But otherwise, it's fine. Just take hold of your t-shirt, whatever you're wearing. Just take hold of that. It's totally fine to do that. Now notice how the ribs puff forward. Draw the front bottom ribs towards the back body. The work of the top arm. Remember what we did? We used our other hand to take the tricep towards the nose. Move that tricep in. Lengthen through the whole side ribs and the armpit of that top arm. And then the lower arm, move the shoulder back away from your ear. And extend the elbows away from each other. And again, if you feel yourself grimacing, I can't see all of you. Feel yourself grimacing, release your face, turn the corners of your lips up, do the pose with the body, not the face. And extend the right arm up, arms out to the sides, come down. Tadasana, and then check in. Don't race to the other side, Tadasana, be here for a moment. Experience this moment in time. And then the opposite side. Help the arm up. You can hold the elbow. The other arm up, rotate it, come back. Either clasp the palms, that's fine, right? The palms are clasping, totally fine. Or hold the shirt. Opening the armpit. I'm repeating the same side. Let me get that for you. There. Feels better. Turn the tricep towards your nose. Open the armpit, side ribs. Ribs in. Extend through the lower arm as well. Those armpits move now away from each other. The elbows move away from each other. Then arm up, Arms out to the side. There goes that light again. Back to Tadasana. Arms out to the side. Again, from the midline, front and back, extending out. Turn the arms up. Back to Urdhva Hastasana. So you can just notice any differences. Shoulders down as the arms go up. Is there any more openness in the armpits, the shoulders, the neck? What's your experience? Of course, the pose still starts with the feet. Are you balanced evenly on your feet? Are you lengthening through the inner thighs? Are you compacting the hips? First observe, then adjust. Is there an evenness in the side ribs? Arms up, shoulders down. Turn your arms out to the sides, come down. All right, go get your dining room chair. This is my dining room chair. Just put that on your mat, on the floor, it doesn't matter. From Tadasana, take your foot out to the side. The standing leg is Tadasana. Thigh back, lift your outer knee to outer hip, compact the hip. Get this inner leg nice and firm. And then lengthen from the inner knee to the inner thigh. From the inner thigh to the inner knee. This whole area. And remember, from the inner thigh back towards the abdomen. So this whole area is lengthening, that whole inner groin. The groin doesn't stop at the top of the thigh, but it connects all the way to the abdomen. Now notice how the bent leg hip goes back. Excuse me. So take the bent leg hip down and forward and draw from the outer knee to the outer hip. So opening the groin, opening the hip. And then take your leg down. There goes to the other side. Leg up. Now you do want to keep your heel in line with your arch. So, you know, if your foot's back, don't have your foot way in front. So look at your feet, heel in line with arch. Notice how as soon as I take my leg up, my torso turns, my hip goes back. So I want my torso to be forward. Standing leg is going to control a lot of that. So if I can get this leg into Tadasana, thigh back, outer knee to outer hip, lengthening that inner groin, all of a sudden that changes the experience of the torso. I have to take this outer hip of the bent leg goes down and forward as I lengthen the whole groin of the bent leg. From the abdomen to the knee, extending. Notice how when you work the bent leg, your awareness comes away from the standing leg. When you work the standing leg, your awareness comes away from the back leg. And can you work to spread the awareness so that both legs are working equally? Differently, but equally. And come down, take the chair to the first side. Leg up again, you might have to hop a little bit, get that heel to arch alignment. And again, I find myself turned, so I have to work that standing leg. Tadasana, thigh back, outer knee to outer hip, lengthen the inner groin of that leg as well. And then the bent leg, lengthening the groin, dropping that hip down, dropping it forward, outer knee to outer hip. So the work of the legs is quite similar, even though they're doing very different things. Now balance on that standing leg. Now some of you will easily be able to lift the leg up. Take it in. Here we are, Vrikshasana. And if not, Vrikshasana. This is Vrikshasana too. You're doing the same work. So don't get caught up in it. This is balancing. The other's balancing too, just a little less so. If you have your leg off the chair, press your heel into your thigh, thigh into your heel equally. And then you have to do the work again. Lengthen through those groins, outer knees to outer hips, stabilize the pose. And you're welcome to add your arms, palms at your chest, arms up, or be anywhere you want. And release. Tadasana. Check in. Don't race to the other pose. Check in. Other side. Left leg up. Or the opposite leg up. My right and left might be very confused here, but I'll do the best I can. Thigh back, outer knee to outer hip. As long as you're doing the other side, it's okay. Lengthening the groins. Both legs, the outer knees to the outer hips. And in that bent leg, taking that buttocks down, buttocks forward. You can feel that hip begin to grip. And then if that standing leg is firm, you have your balance. Yeah, you're right there. And if it's not quite balanced, right there. You can go back and forth too. You know, do what you need to do. It's your body, not mine. If your leg is off the chair, thigh presses the heel equally to the heel pressing the thigh. Don't just press the heel into the thigh. Lengthen the groins, outer knees to outer hips. All that work is there. You're welcome to add the arms, palms together. You can stay there. You can extend the arms up, stay there. Whatever is best for you. Whatever you can do with your body and not your face. And palms together. Release down. Back to Tadasana. All right, we'll get rid of the chairs for a moment. Come back to your mat. So in Light on Yoga, the sequence is, it's Tadasana, Vrikshasana, and it goes into Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose. But I have to be honest, when I'm a little off kilter, as the world is off kilter today, I go to Virabhadrasana. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior Pose 2. Fingertips up by your chest, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Take the wide stance. Now start here. Don't just race into the pose. You balance evenly on your feet here. Press the thighs back, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Still lengthening the inner groins as well, the inner thighs. From the knee, lengthening up towards the lower abdomen. From the center of the torso, extending out through the thumb side of the hand, through the pinky side of the hand. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Take your front heel in line with your back arch. Press that outer rim of the back heel, turn the thighs. Still keep the outer hips nice and strong, the outer quadricep muscles nice and strong as you lift up. Otherwise you sink down. So you need to lift up here. You need that lifted torso. Now as you press into the back heel, reach through that back arm and bend the front leg. It's a 90-degree angle with the thigh parallel to the floor. Knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Drop the shoulders. Gaze over your front fingertips. We're not holding this one. We'll do it again. We're not holding this one long. We're just getting the form. Reach through your back arm, straighten the front leg. Parallel your feet. We'll go right over to the other side. Right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Really press that outer rim of the back heel. Turn the front thigh out. Right knee in line with the top of your foot. And the outer legs. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Now keep pressing the back heel. Reach through the back arm and bend the front leg to that 90-degree angle. Keep the spine completely perpendicular to the floor. Don't lean over the front leg. You can gaze over your front fingertips, drop the shoulders. Take a moment to observe. And then reach through the back arm, straighten the leg, parallel the feet. Jump or step your feet together. Take a moment to check in. Notice where you are, not where you want to go, not where you were, but where you are. So one more time, fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet wide. Take your hands on your hips for a moment. Get the legs, right? In this position, balance evenly on the feet, working those outer thighs. Outer knees to outer hips, compact the hips together. Turn the left foot in, turn the right leg out. Take your front heel in line with your back arch. So you really have to take this left thigh back so that you can have access to that outer rim of the back heel. Turn that front thigh from the inside out. Notice how when you do that, the back thigh comes forward. So you have to take the back thigh back and turn the front thigh out at the same time, lifting the outer knees to the outer hips. I still have that lengthening of the inner legs. That helps lift the torso up. Now, when you bend the front leg, I want you to keep equal awareness on the back leg. The weight on the front and back leg are equal. So press the back heel, keep your spine perpendicular to the floor, and bend the front leg, but keep that awareness on the back leg. Can you find that equal weight on the front and back leg, even though the front leg is bent? It takes an incredible amount of awareness to do this. Now, those actions that we were doing in Vrikshasana with the bent leg are here as well. That bent leg, outer hip goes down and forward. But you have to keep that back thigh going back. That opens up this pelvic area. And then lift the chest, extend the arms, drop the shoulders, hold your arms up from your armpits. Gaze over the front fingertips. Still opening the torso, front and back sides. Reach through the back arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, hands on hips. Take a breath. Other side. Right foot in, left leg out. Hands on hips. You have to take that back thigh, has to go back in order to be able to press that outer rim of the back heel. Turn the front thigh out, but notice as you do that, that back thigh comes forward. So can you go after both of those actions at the same time? Lift both outer knees to outer hips so that the torso lifts up. Now again, equal weight front and back leg, front and back feet. So press the back heel, bend the front leg. The front leg, the weight's on the heel, not the balls to the toes. And even so, as I'm here, the weight's now going to the front foot for me. So I have to take extra awarenesses from the brain and go, back leg. Can I engage you too? There, now, equal weight on the front and back heels. Now I still have to adjust this outer hip, bent leg, down, forward. So I get that opening here in the pelvic area. Elbows back, shoulders down, extend the arms, gaze with the head. Open the torso, front and back bodies from the midline out through both arms. Both arms are working. Straighten the front leg, parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Tadasana. Be here for a moment. Thighs back, lengthening the groins, outer knees to outer hips, lifting the side ribs, extend through the arms. Now the other day we did some sitting forward bends. So today we're going to work on some standing forward bends. So take the chair again. Do it this side. So have it towards your well, you know what? We'll just keep the chair on one side. So take the chair to the side. Take your hands on the chair. And then take your right foot forward, left leg back. And we can do both sides with the chair on the same side. You want to square the hips. So see if you can get your hips squared so the side ribs are equal in length. The actions of the legs the same. Can you lengthen the inner groins from the inner knees up towards the lower abdomen, even though the legs are doing different things? The flesh of the inner thighs move back. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. And it's that same action, right? When you're standing up and you compact the hips together, there's a lifting of the torso. In this pose, when you compact the hips together, it extends. There's an elongation of the torso. Notice the angle of my armpits. The arms and the torso are getting closer to being in the same line. So I'm not here, but I'm here. And once I have the legs, then I need to lengthen through the side ribs. So take your hands and walk your hands forward. Right? If your chair's on the floor, you can push the chair forward too, but there's a different action when you actually walk your hands forward to get that length through the side ribs and the armpits. Parshvottanasana. Keep the legs working as you extend the torso. Don't give up on the legs when you move to the torso. Can you do both? And then to switch sides, look where your feet are. Take your back foot towards your front foot to where your back foot was. Adjust so the heel and arch are aligned with each other. And that front leg, that hip tends to come forward. So you really have to work hard to take that hip back to even out the two sides of the torso. It's not just about the hips being squared. It's about having an evenness of the sides of the torso, which will mean an evenness of the spine itself. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips, lengthen through the inner thighs, the flesh of the inner thighs moving back. And keeping that, again, walk your hands forward. Lengthen through the side ribs, the armpits. Yes, the arms themselves, but can you really create open armpits? I can't have all of you yell with me, but you all know open armpits are happy armpits. So open those armpits. And then walk the back foot forward, separate your feet, take your hands on your hips, and come up. Tadasana. You don't have to face forward. You can if you want to see the screen. But if you can hear the voice, simply doing Tadasana wherever you are, because we're going back into the pose. And then one more time. So hands down. Take the feet together first. Then you're closer to the heel to arch alignment when you take your foot back. Take the left foot back. And again, if you found yourself too close to the chair, if you were way up here, walk back. Start with the hips and side ribs. Take that front hip back so that the side ribs are equal, or at least closer to equal. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips so that you can help, as you compact your hips, help to lengthen the torso. Lengthen the inner groins. That's very important. As we go down, we're about to go down. So you really need to lengthen the inner groins from the inner knees all the way up through the lower abdomen. The flesh of the inner thigh is moving back. Now walk the hands forward. Extend the chest forward. Keep the hips going back. And then if it's accessible to you, fingertips on the floor. If it's not, guess what? Keep your hands on the chair. Otherwise, fingertips on the floor. The more you can lift through the legs, the more your torso will go down. So lengthen through the inner groins, lift the outer knees to the outer hips, and walk your hands now forward. Chest towards your big toe. Don't lose the legs. Now's a good time to say something kind to your hamstring. Instead of cursing it for being tight, you can apologize to it for sitting all day long or whatever you do, and say something kind. Be grateful for the body. And take your hands up on the chair. Notice where your feet are. Switch feet. Take a breath here in the transition, and then start adjusting that left hip. The front leg hip has to go back so the two sides of your torso are equal. Lengthening through the inner legs. Lifting from the outer knees to the outer hips. Remember, we have to lift up. Walk the hands forward. Side ribs lengthening. Armpits lengthening. Open armpits are happy armpits. When keeping that length, before you take your hands down, work the legs. Lengthen from the inner knees to the inner groins. Or lengthen from the inner knees to the lower abdomen is a better way to say it. The flesh of the inner thighs moving back, lifting the outer knees to the outer hips. Keep that, then take your hands down. Keep that, walk your hands forward. Say something kind to the other hamstring. Take your hands up. Walk the back foot forward, hip distance apart. Hands on hips. Come up. Tadasana. Thighs back. Lengthen through the inner legs, outer knees to outer hips, lift through the side ribs. Extending through the arms. Take the chair off to the side. Otita Trikonasana, right? Usually that's done before either of those poses, but what's the experience if we do those other poses as preparation for Otita Trikonasana? It's a different experience. Fingertips up, then your legs, jump or step your feet wide. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Lengthen from the inner knees to the lower abdomen. Flesh the inner thighs moving back. Open the torso. Turn your left foot in, right leg out. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Left foot in, right leg out. Press the back heel. So like we did earlier, this thigh, like we did Utthita Konasana, this back thigh has to go back so you can press the back heel. Front thigh turns out, both outer knees to outer hips. Keep pressing the back heel. Inhale, exhale, take your hand down. Take the left arm up. Just take a moment of noticing. Notice the front body, notice the back body. The head is back. We'll go into it again. This is a short hold. Press into the back heel, pull yourself up and out, parallel your feet. Over to the other side, right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take the back thigh back to press the back heel. Rotate the front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Keep pressing that back heel as you come down. Head back, yes, ultimately the eyes look up, but the eyes can look forward, that's fine, but don't tuck your chin to do it. Beware of the legs. Are you pressing the back heel? Are you rotating the front thigh? Be aware of the front and back sides of the body. And then press the back heel, pull yourself up and out, parallel your feet, jump or step your feet together. One more time, fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step. Be here for a moment. Are you balancing evenly on the feet? How do you jump your legs out or step your legs out? Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Lengthen the inner thighs. Flesh the inner thighs moving back. Now drop those shoulders and open up the torso. Open up the front and back bodies. From the midline, from the center of the chest, center of the sternum, from between the shoulder blades, extend out. Left foot in, right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that back thigh back to press the back heel. But then my front thigh turns in. Turn the front thigh out. Can you get them both at the same time where the back thigh goes back and the front thigh turns out? Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Now maintain that. Maintain the awareness of the back leg, especially as you come down. Take your left hand on your hip. The left thigh again goes back as you press the back heel. Rotate the front thigh out as you lift the outer knee to the outer hip. And you see how the lower side gets collapsed there? So you have to lengthen from the hip to the armpit. Maybe even come up a little higher. There. Now the two sides are even. Notice the front and back bodies. Are you just open to the front body? Can you bring equal awareness to the front and back bodies? So that yes, the chest is opening, but the back body is opening as well. And then when you take that right arm up, or the left arm up, excuse me, you're opening here. So from the midline, front and back, you're extending out through the arms. Head is back. If you have ease in your neck, sure, you can look up. Reach through your arm, pull yourself up and out, parallel your feet. Other side, right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that again. The back thigh goes back to press the heel, but at the same time the front thigh turns out. Can you unite those two actions, even though they're different things on different legs? Can you begin to unite them as one action? Lift the outer knees to the outer hips, the inner groin still lengthening. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Right hand on your hip and go back to the legs. The back thigh back. Front thigh turning out. Notice the front and back bodies, right? So if I look into my body, I'm opening here, but I'm actually closing off the back. So I have to adjust so that the front and back bodies are both open. Lengthen from the hip of the down, the down side of the torso, lengthen to the armpit. So maybe you even have to come up a little higher so that the two sides of your torso are equal. Head back. Front and back bodies opening. And then when you extend the arm up, you're extending the whole torso from the midline out through both arms. And reaching through the arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Tadasana. Downward facing dog. Come onto your hands and knees. Shoulders over the wrists, knees slightly behind the hips. Spread those fingers. And again, if you use if the floor is difficult for you, just get the chair. You can do this on the chair. Hands on the chair, it's the same instructions. Press through the ball of the first finger and thumb as you rotate the upper arms up, but don't lose the action of your inner hand. You need both. The forearm rotates in, the upper arm rotates out. Turn your toes under, straighten your legs, reestablish your arm. Forearm rotating in so that you can press into the inner hand, upper arm rotates out. Push into the floor to lengthen through the arms. Inhale on your exhalation, come into the pose. Thighs go back, chest towards your thighs, sit bones towards the ceiling. Keep the thighs pressing back. So you want those thighs to help lift the weight up off of your shoulders and your wrists. And if you can't access the legs enough to lift the weight off of your shoulders and wrists, then use a lift. Take the chair. If you have blocks at home, that's fine too. Do this one. Or even, I share in class how I have a coffee table that I do my downward dogs on. This is it. This is the coffee table. This is how I do most of my Adho Mukha Svanasana. So use the height that works for you. Now press into the ball of the first finger and thumb, both arms equally. Lengthen through the arms, armpits, and side ribs. And really press those thighs back. And then walk your feet forward. Take your hands on your hips. Extend your chest forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Come back into Tadasana. Thighs back, front ribs in, lifting up through the side ribs, shoulders down. We've done this pose before. How is it different now? What's different in the body, the physical body, the emotional body? What's different in the mind and the breath? You could be just that you're more out of breath. That's fine too. But can you begin to notice the changes that are taking place in your body? All right, let's come back to our chair. Let's see, we'll go to the right first. This one. Have to just like class, I have to figure out what's right and left. All right, sit in your chair. So the back of the chair is to your right side. Have the knees in line with your hips, heels underneath the knees. And don't collapse here, right? So if I just let go, I'm here. So if I draw the outer knees to the outer hips, if I compact the hips, you see that length that I get in my torso? That's what I want you to have. Of course, not this one. Shoulders still have to go down. The ribs still have to draw in. Now we're moving towards twists. So I want you to begin to lengthen those inner thighs again. Descend the flesh of the inner thighs, which is really going to help with the twists. Draw those outer knees to outer hips to help lift the torso. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, take the arms out to the side. Inhale again. Exhale, turn to the right. Take hold of the sides of the chair. Now, don't grip the chair for dear life. You don't need these squeezing fists. That's going to go into your shoulders. So release the shoulders down and use open hands, just gently touching, and then begin to pull with the left hand and push with the right hand to turn. But remember, the lift is more important than the turn. So every inhalation, lift up. Every exhalation, turn. Don't worry about turning the head. Turn the torso. So look straight forward. Look to where you were looking before. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, turning. So you're looking the opposite way of the turn. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, turning. Ensure that the shoulders are moving away from the ears. And wrap the ribs around. Exhale, come to center. Keep the lift. Don't collapse and come to center. Keep the lift and come to center. Now you can either just turn around on the chair and look away from the screen, or stand up and turn the chair around. I'll turn the chair around because I'm facing you. If you want to face me, turn the chair around. Otherwise, you can listen, do whichever way you want. Again, knees squared with the hips, heels underneath those knees, lifting. So you have to get the length into the inner groins, the descent into the inner thighs, the outer knees to the outer hips. Compacting those hips is going to keep the torso lifted. Arms forward, arms up. Inhale. Exhale out to the side. Keep them there. Inhale. Exhale, turn. Look forward. Don't turn your head with the turn. Keep those shoulders down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Keep the head turned opposite of the turn, looking just straight ahead where you were. Inhale, lifting up. Keep those hips compacted to keep the torso lifted. Exhale, turn. Again, no death grips, no tight fists. Inhale, lifting. It's the pace of your breath, not mine. Exhale, turning. Keep those shoulder bones away from your ears. Wrap the ribs around. Maintain the lift. So inhale, lift. Exhale, come to center. And keep lifted here. Once you're in center, it's not, okay, I'm done. Be here. Stay lifted. Enjoy. One more time. So either turn around on the chair, take the chair to the other side. Square the hips, knees, and heels. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, take them out to the side. Are you holding them up with your armpits or shoulders? Hold them up with your armpits. Inhale. Exhale, turn. Keep the lift. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Look forward. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Look forward. Shoulders down. Lift the elbows up now. So don't let the elbows fall. Lift the elbows up. Move the elbows away from each other. That's going to expand the chest area. And if you pay attention to the front and back body, you can expand both. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Look forward. The head wants to turn so badly. Please, please let the head turn. No, look forward. Shoulders down. Find a softness in the face. Do the pose with the body, not the face. Twist in the front and back bodies. Open. Exhale, come to center. Keep the lift, keep the lift, keep the lift. Maintain the lift, maintain the lift. And then stand up, other side. Square the hips, knees, and feet. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, arms out to the sides. Inhale, Exhale, turn, head forward, head forward. Maintain the lift the whole time. Outer knees to outer hips, that's going to help. Lengthen the groins will help with the turn. Descending the inner thighs will definitely help. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turn, and keep that forward. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Elbows up now. Elbows up. Expand the front and back bodies. Keep the lift. Exhale, come to center. Keep the lift. All right, stand up. Take the chair. Let's see. Take the chair. Have the back of the chair facing the back of the mat. Let's do that. And lift. I don't know which is right and left right now in terms of you. But take the leg that is closer to the back of the chair. Bend that. Take that up. I think it's your right leg. I could be wrong. But whatever leg is closer to the back of the chair, bend that one. Notice how that hip comes up. You have to drop it down. So the standing leg is Tadasana, thigh back, outer knee to outer hip. That hip lifts as the bent leg hip goes down. Now we're going to turn into Murchayasana 3. So take your hand that's towards the middle of the room. Maybe that's your left one. Take that, hold the back of the chair. Take your other hand on your hip. Lift up to the side ribs and turn. Look forward though, forward. Lengthen the groins, it's going to help you. The flesh of the inner thighs moving back is going to help you. Outer knees to outer hips is going to help you. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Look forward. Don't follow the turn. Take your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, come to center. And then you just get to walk to the other side of the chair. I'm thinking your left leg is up. But honestly, I have no idea. But the chair that's closest to the back of the chair is up. Knee over the ankle. And notice how that hip rises. So can you lift on the standing leg, outer knee to outer hip to lift that hip, and then draw the bent leg hip down. Lengthen the groins, descend the groins. Take what I believe is your right hand, but whatever hand's towards the middle of the room across, hold the back of the chair. The other hand is on your hip. Rotate the shoulders down, rotate the upper arms out so the shoulders go down. Inhale, lifting, look forward. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lifting, lengthen the side ribs on those inhales. Exhale, turn. The lift is more important than the turn. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turn. Keep the lift. Come to center. Well, we have the chair here. Let's just put the chair on the edge of the mat. Downward facing dog with the chair. So that you can really engage the thighs going back. The outer knees to the outer hips. Outer heels down, outer hips up. Lengthen through the inner thighs. Now lengthen the armpits and side ribs. The hands press down. Don't just push the chair away from you, but push the chair down into the floor. Press down through the inner hand as you rotate the upper arms out. Both actions, not one or the other, not one then the other, but both. And can you spread the awareness to the arms and the legs? Look up, walk your feet forward. Tadasana. Check in with yourself. All right, let's lie back now. If you have something to put under your head that's comfortable, take it. It can be a blanket. It can be a towel. It can be a pillow. Take a pillow from the couch and lie back. I'll sit here and guide you through, so you don't have to look at me. Bend your legs first. So bend your legs and bend your legs into your chest and give yourself a little hug here. Give yourself some credit for a moment. You showed up in a different way. Remember, the purpose of yoga is to still the fluctuations of the mind so that you can bathe in your own true splendor. Can you take a moment here now to recognize your true splendor, to say something kind and loving to yourself, and perhaps even bathe in yourself, in your true splendor? On an inhalation, allow the feet to release to the floor. Take your hands to the top of your buttocks and extend the flesh towards your heels to lengthen the lower back. Drag your heels one at a time to lengthen the legs. Let the legs fall out. And take your arms out to the side. About 30-degree angles from the body, but whatever's comfortable for you. You have to find the comfortable place for it. When we started in Tadasana, we said examine the feet and the connection to the earth. Can you feel your whole body now being supported? The whole body supported by the Mother Earth below you. As you examine that connection, that support, notice if parts of the body are releasing, giving themselves permission to be held and supported more than others. Is one leg holding and one not? Is one side of the back holding and one letting go? Is one arm more supported than the other? And can you begin to scan the body to seek an evenness of letting go in the legs? An evenness of letting go in the torso, the two sides, the upper torso, lower torso, the arms, and the skull itself. So that if you were at the beach right now and you were lying back, leaving an imprint in the sand, it would be an equal imprint. When you come up, it would be even. And if there's still a part that is unable to let go, then we accept that. We recognize it. We say it's okay. We observe the present moment, the here and now, as it is. Let the arms, legs flow away from your torso, as if there are four streams flowing away from the source. The torso is the source, the arms and legs are the streams. Let them flow away. Let the skull itself begin to flow away from the torso. And when you use this idea, this imagery of flowing away, it's not a one movement, right? When a stream is flowing from the source, it's continuous. There's a continuous flow. So we're not moving the legs, moving the arms, and then letting them be there, but there's this continuous flow of energy through the arms, the legs, even the head, so that over time, there's more and more space as time goes on. There's more opening, releasing, letting go as time goes on. Releasing all the facial features, the forehead, letting go. Eyebrows, releasing. Resting your eyes into your cheekbones as the eyelids and eyelashes relax. Allowing the temples to release, drawing the temples away from the flesh. We tend to push those outward. Can you draw them inward? Releasing the cheekbones and the cheeks themselves. Release, relax your jaw. Release your tongue. Allow your tongue to rest on your lower palate. Releasing the tip of your tongue, the way back root of your tongue where the tongue nears your throat. And release and relax your throat. Allowing the sides of your neck also to release, to flow towards the floor, towards the ground. Draw your inner ears inward and begin to listen to the breath without forcing loud sounds of the breath, but listen to the breath from the inside. Don't worry about the time. I will be here. Don't worry when this will be over. If you have to get up, I am still here. You will hear my voice. I will be silent for some moments so you can really be in Shavasana. And then you'll hear my voice to come out of Shavasana. So you do not need to worry about when to come out. Can you allow yourself to begin to withdraw from the outer world and move inward? Let go everything, hold nothing. Let go. Surrender. Shavasana. Begin to deepen the inhalation and lengthen the exhalation. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your nose. Bend your legs, place your feet on the floor, knees together, feet apart, and place your hands onto your abdomen or onto your chest. Traditionally, we'll roll to the right, but if that's difficult, of course, roll to the opposite side, roll to the left. Extend your right arm past your right ear. If you're rolling to the right, roll to the right side. Rest your ear into your right upper arm. Be here for a few breaths. Still observing, still being here now. The outer world is beginning to become clearer. Sounds, thoughts. When you feel ready, place your left hand on the floor in front of your heart. Push to come up. Come up chest first, head last. Come up to sitting. I'm going to go back to the chair. You can sit any way which is comfortable. Okay, I'm going to unmute everyone so we can all hear each other as we close. Bring your palms together at your chest. Notice again your current experience. Accept your current experience. Treat it gently, treat it with love, treat it with kindness, with compassion. There's a group of people practicing together right now. You can't see them all. They're not all right next to you, but they are here. Can you share this collective energy with them? Can you send your energy to them? And can you allow yourself to receive the energy they're sending you? We are in this together. And let's close our practice by chanting the syllable Om one time together. Deep inhalation. Okay, let your eyes open. Big smile. Namaste. Bow to the divine within you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Well,
Really well.
thank you, everyone. I think it worked a little better than last time. Yes.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
3 lessons.
Awesome.
All right. So we'll keep working on it. We're trying to get things a little bit more organized. In the meantime, pay attention to emails. For pranayama, Gabriel actually sent something, so I'm going to try and get that posted for those that want to practice pranayama. I'm going to see about posting that. I'll send you guys the link. Anyone have any questions about the practice or anything else?
It went really well.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.